Hey everyone, guess what I got? I got 4 Hayes authors right here. Deb Egerton is going to be joining us later, so you'll see her, but I have 3 of the 5, the amazing people that are going to be joining us for the New Visions Holistic Expo. So I'm going to introduce all of them, and we'll go around and have each of them share who they are and what they're bringing to the event. I am so excited because we have a really diverse group of incredible backgrounds and lots of different skill sets and gifts. So I would love first to introduce Susan. Susan Grau, and she is a medium, and she's going to be doing a past life regression with us. But Susan, go ahead and take it away, because we're all really excited to meet you and connect with you in person at the event. So tell us about your work and what you offer.
I'm excited to meet everyone at the event too, including this panel. I feel very honored to be invited to do this. I am a past life regressionist, a medium, an intuitive, among other things. I have 13 modalities that I've studied. I'm also a grief and addiction therapist. So I love to speak and help people heal. That's my goal always. I had a near-death experience as a child, and I've utilized that for the greater good of others. So that's really summing it up of who I am. I have a private practice. I also travel and do lectures and, of course, group events, and that's kind of my thing. I am excited to be here. I think this this New Visions Holistic, I love the medicine. I love the whole theme of this because healing is medicine, and it's always been my medicine. It's the only thing that's helped me throughout my journey and my difficulties. So I'm really excited to be here and be part of that.
The common thread that is between all of you guys who are here on the panel now and those who are going to be joining us who are not here today, Christine Olivia Hernandez and Dr. Egerton, is this devotion to personal work and like walking the talk of like doing this beautiful spiritual work with yourself and working through that and bringing that wisdom to the community of people who you support. So thank you, Susan, for being, you and I connected, and you were like, I was like, yes, hands down, this is the energy I want. And the universe just fell through with the next person that I was like, hey, Stefanie, you too, you're also diving into this, and this is your life. So let's introduce you, Stefanie, next, and then we'll go to Helen and share with us, Stefanie, your work, what you do, and really what you'll be offering as well at the event.
Yes, thank you so much for inviting me. I'm also so excited to be here. I'm Stefanie Caponi, and I am a tarot reader and astrologer, and I've switched into tarot education and deck creation and really focusing on writing. So I've written several books about how to read tarot as a beginner, and now my work is morphing into how to apply it to your life and to your healing practice. So during the expo, I'm offering a workshop, my new book, Tarot for Manifestation. Because for so long, my tarot practice was here, my manifestation practice was here. And it was like, here's healing and here's grief and here's joy and levity and fun and playfulness with the universe. And when I combine them, my life changed and my clients. So I'm going to bring that into what I'll be offering at the expo. And I'm really excited to kind of bridge that world for people. And I'll also be doing personal readings at the expo. I have a signature reading that combines tarot and astrology to use towards healing the past, being present, and planning for the future. So I'm really excited about that as well. And also working with everybody and being part of the panel and that discussion.
Yeah, it's connecting the dots and the pieces for people. So because we have a wide variety of services and service providers and even just in the marketplace, but like connection is medicine is our theme, and you're connecting people to personal development through tarot and astrology. And your workshop, of course, is Tarot for Manifestation. Susan, I'd love you just to speak briefly before we go to Helen about your 2 workshops and what you're offering too, because it's another piece of the puzzle when it comes to healing.
Yes, I'll be doing platform work and be doing readings. Also talking about life after death and what that looks like. I'll be doing a past life regression workshop, and also Infinite Life or Infinite Lessons, which is my book from Hay House workshop. I'll also be on the author panel and be able to sign with these wonderful authors and talk to people. And basically, that's my big picture of what I'll be doing. But mainly what I'm doing there is to help people heal. So I'm sure I'll be walking through one-on-one, visiting with people. I'll be doing some one-on-one readings. But my goal overall isn't necessarily about what I'm doing. It's about what I'm doing for people that are there. And that's my goal, is to help people heal, expand, understand grief, understand joy, and how they can live in the same room, and how to connect in with their own abilities, because we all have them. And that's one of the things I want to talk about in the beginning is, how they can connect into understanding their ability to be with the spirit world, not just be at the distance with the spirit world. Because I think all of us feel like, most of us that do this or come to these things realize that they're there. We just want to know why we're not seeing them, feeling them, experiencing them. And so my goal is to teach people that they can do that. They can experience them and feel them without the help of a medium, and, there's different levels, of course, of connection. So I don't push mediums out, but what I'm saying is that I believe that we're all available to reach them because they're all around us. And so I want to teach that also. And I think that's the most important aspect for me, is to help people heal and see what they're capable of.
Yeah, that's a part of the empowerment journey too. And that connection to self and connection to our gifts and connection to that capacity that everyone has, I'm completely on board and feel the same exact way. Because I think that creates, the world would be really different if we had our intuitive faculties, we were trusting them, and we'd have such a different life, the choices that we would make and the trust that we would have.
Absolutely. And I think for me, it's healing for me to be with people who want to heal and grow and expand. And it's an honor to be trusted in that way and be able to have a connection with people. I feel very honored in that. And I'm excited about that. I'm excited about meeting every single one of the people that come, all of you who are listening. I'm excited to meet you in person, because in person is such a different feeling. And to answer your questions about what it is, that we experience when we die. And I think that's a real important aspect of growth and change and learning. I think we can connect in easier when we understand that. So absolutely, I'm really excited and honored for meeting everyone. I just really am.
Yes. So I want to introduce Helen, because I'm really super tickled to meet you, Helen, too, because you do aura reading. And that's for those of you who know me, that's what my work has been. And when I found out about your book, I was like, this is so cool, because you go into a deeper system with it. And so I would love for you to share about yourself. And ladies who are listening in as Helen's speaking and you're all listening to each other, we're going to open up to some just dialogue with each other and any questions you might have about each other too that I'm not asking. So while Helen's sharing, you can also think that in the back of your mind. But Helen, you're going to be our third Hay House author guest, and tell us what you do, your background, and what you're going to be offering at the show.
Yes, so I'm so excited to join. Thank you for inviting me, as well as making connection to the panel for other Hay House authors, as well as the people who are coming. My name is Helen Ye Plehn. If we're meeting the first time, I am the author of the Aura Color Wheel. It's a unique, dynamic self-discovery system that pan out your soul evolution blueprint based on your soul aura color. I'm a spiritual teacher, intuitive painter. So those are my channel paintings in the background. I'm also a certified crystal healer. So some of my paintings incorporate crystal grids as well. And also a third generation feng shui master. I also do angel channeling work. So during this particular gathering that we are together, I will be also offering in-person readings. So besides your soul aura and your soul's evolution blueprint, I will also be able to tune in to the quantum and see who are your spirit guides, what messages they have for you as well. So if you want to do a reading, definitely reserve a spot. And I will be also sharing this unique soul discovery system. And I think our talk will be on Sunday at noon. Unlock your soul's purpose with the oracular wheel. There you will understand a little bit deeper of how this system can help you to fully live your purpose with joy and fulfillment. And that's the core of my work. I really want to help people to understand their soul, and how to express the most authentic version of themselves so that they can become a light in the world and affect the people in their lives. Yeah, that's pretty much of what I do.
Thank you. Yeah, the passion is just so vibrant in this space with you. And I just want to just mention Christina Olivia Hernandez is a Mayan astrologer, and she'll be doing those readings, which are so cool. And then we have Dr. E. So she's going to be joining us talking about the Enneagram, and she'll be available at her booth all weekend to discuss that topic. And so what I found so fun every year about this event is the diversity of types of gifts we have and the types of readings we can offer, and the curiosity that I'd love to know if maybe you've experienced this before with yourself or with your clients you've worked with, that clients will get, like, spirit gives the message that they need to hear. And sometimes they'll maybe see multiple of us, you know, in a diverse background, right? Your energies are like such a, speaking with the color wheel, Helen, the energy is such a different, everyone has such a different frequency in this space, not just the guest authors for you guys, but the entire readers that come to the show. So I'd love to hear if you guys had any experiences on like spirit utilizing you and something else along the way for that client to kind of get it clearer for them, and how that experience might have showed up for you in your life. Personally, jump in, whoever wants to start first.
I'll go. First of all, I really want to do the color wheel, so I'm going to be signing up for that. I just find that fascinating. I love it. So I have to make sure I do that, Kara. I hope everyone does that, because I think our soul is divine to the divine, and that connection is so important. I feel, you know, my mind's more question or I think when we're asking the questions, let me just say this. I think when we're asking the questions, we're actually connecting to spirit. So we don't have to know the answers. That's not what's important. We learn as we go. And, you know, I'm 67 years old, so my learning process has been quite long. And I've learned as I've gone. There isn't anything that I need to understand or know. I just need to open the door to. And once I open that door, the information comes flooding in for me. And it does that for most of us in any given situation. You learn how to be a parent as you go. We don't have any books to teach us that. And it's that way with spirit. We learn how to connect, have communication as we go. And so for anyone who's out there that thinks I can't do what they do, you can. It's a matter of working hard, learning, opening up the door by booking these appointments, knowing what it looks like. You know, tarot is fascinating to me, and I'm still learning it. So I'm really excited about that also. I've done it, and I want to know more and more. And that's the goal, is for me, for all of you out there, is this expo is going to give you an opportunity to know more, to learn more. And as far as I go, my readings are mediumship readings, and and teaching people about the afterlife with their connection to the afterlife, not just my story, but their connection. And so to learn more. So we're never going to be done learning. That's what we're here for, is the experience and the learning. And the spirit world has taught me that when I stop asking the questions is when I'll probably be done. And I'll be learning the rest of my life as on this planet, and probably there too. And then I'll be coming back to learn more, you know, because I don't think we can do it all in one lifetime. I don't think we're capable of that. So as you ask, you know, what has the spirit world taught me? That's what they've taught me, is that asking the questions is what makes you seat in the soul of the spirit. And that includes all of these modalities. So
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I love that.
That's so
Thank
true.
you.
Yeah, I would just piggyback on what Susan just shared, that I really do think that all of us has the capacity to connect to spirit. And I just want to share my personal journey, born and raised in China and in a non-religious family or household. I was taught that, angels and whatever, they don't exist. That's how I was grow up. Okay. So for me, I've experienced both worlds. And 2011, when I hit my rock bottom, when I'm suffering with anxiety and depression, is then when I turned to meditation. And literally the first group meditation talking about connection, I think the energy was high. The whole group was like holding space for me. I experienced spirit with it like the first time ever in my life. And I'm like, okay, what I've learned in my first half of my life is not true, because I am literally, something bigger than me was holding me the whole time, was healing me. And I felt a sense of home. I literally say that I'm home. And from then on, I was literally addicted to meditation. Meditation becomes my medication. I'm not kidding. Instead of taking the pill, I'm going to meditation because it was so yummy. And that's the space you want to go back to. That's unconditional love. And that space is where we all connected. Like there was no separation. All of our souls are all connecting together. At the soul level, we're all bowl of light. And that light bulb, it's that, literally from the Big Bang on, we are connected in that way. So to me, like if you begin to open, because at the beginning, I was a child, I did not learn to open and accept. So if you give permission, literally the first step is that simple. It's like, okay, spirit, come. I'm sure it will be the beginning, like that invitation. And also to surrender, because we humans has a lot of expectations. Oh, I want this, I want that in this time. I want this and not that. I'm like, okay, you let go of all of these, you surrender to divine timing and guidance, and you trust the journey. I mean, those are the steps. And then I'm sure that your team will show up, and literally I was teaching my daughter during our trip in Spain, literally just, I just came back yesterday. So I was teaching her. I'm like, okay, so if you want to talk to your guardian angel, the first thing is you open this, invitation and ask your guardian angel to show you a sign. And I asked her, what would you like the sign to be? She said, how about a nickel? And then I said, okay. So let's ask your guardian angel to show you a nickel, and you will feel it in your heart that it's something very special that that is for you. And she, at the beginning, she keeps on taking nickel. And remember the surrender? She wasn't doing the surrender piece yet, not yet. And then I'm like, okay, if you keep on doing this, your angels might not show you anything. Why don't you just let it go and trust that one day it will come? And guess what? One day it did come. She picked it up from a taxi driver inside a taxi. She said that, Mom, look, my angel is talking to me now. So that's what I would say that, what spirit have taught me. And everyone has this capacity to connect with that spirit team. I love that. Like, that's why I also teach. In Chinese philosophy, we call it like teach people how to fish rather than feeding them the fish. So that way, we're all empowered to connect with our own guide. That's kind of my personal, lessons and learning from the spirit realm. And I trust that everyone will be able to do that.
Yeah. Thank you, Helen. You're full of so much brightness and energy. And I am not surprised you have a yellow aura, like mostly yellow. You have a lot of color in there, but it's so bright. So I'm so glad.
Yes, mostly yellow and tangerine, yellow, orange.
Yeah.
That's kind of my shade. Thank you for sharing.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Oh, so speaking of the readings, we'll go to Stefanie if she has anything to say about this, but we have links on the website for everyone to pre-book. If you want to pre-book ahead of time, we have one from Susan. I think we have one from Stefanie.
I want
at the time of the, I have yours. Yeah, I have your link up there, Helen, so people can pre-book ahead of time. So in case they get sold out, you might want to, at the event, you can do that for ahead of time. Stefanie, what do you have to share about this topic we're kind of riffing on?
So Spirit has such a way when you, again, are open to it, because it's quiet. It's a lot quieter, and sometimes we're overthinking things and we're trying to analyze it and make it make sense. And for me personally, all of the things I've been guided to do with spirit have made no sense. And tarot was kind of the, my like lifeline to talk to spirit, because I found myself without support when I changed my life completely. And I would not have, I'd never written a book. I'd never only written papers in, college and school. Other than journaling, it had never been a passion of mine to sit down and write a book and be like, I have a thing to say. And through the tarot process and writing and journaling, everything that was coming through, all of a sudden it was like, write a book. And I was like, no, I don't think that's the thing. I'm an artist. I'm a painter. I'm an illustrator. I'm not a writer. And people were giving me these books, and they were kind of teaching you about, unlocking your inner writer. And I was like, thank you. I appreciate that. But no. And I kept pushing it away and pushing it away. And I had made my own tarot deck, but I didn't write a guidebook for it because I don't know how to write. I can draw. And every day for a year, people were like, hey, are you going to write a guidebook? We would love a guidebook for this. And I was like, no, I don't think so. And then a publisher in France reached out, and they were like, hey, we'd like to pay you to do a French language version of your deck. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm interested. And they're like, but you have to write a guidebook. And then I sat down, and I was panicking because I'm like, I don't know how to write. And I went for a walk, and this book called The War of Art was, I used to live in New York City, so everybody would put things out on their stoops. And for me, like, what you find on a stoop in New York City is a form of divination. So if I see a book, I'm like, okay, this book is probably for me. And I went and I read that book while I was on the treadmill that night. And I was like, okay, I have to write this book. And I wrote the guidebook in 2 weeks.
Wow.
And then 3 months later, Penguin Random House contacted me, and they were like, hey, we really loved your guidebook, and the way you wrote your guidebook was so great. Do you think you could write this other tarot book that we're putting together? And it was just like you have no idea what your gifts are if you don't open yourself up to spirit and follow that push. I see a lot of people that are like, I've been trying so hard and so long in this way that I'm very, very attached to. And they don't even see that, maybe you're on the right track, but if you just, moved a couple of degrees this way, everything could open up for you. So
yeah, I'm so on fire for this conversation. Guys, I'll just tell the listeners, everyone's asking me, how did you get 5 Hay House authors to come to New Visions Expo? And I was like, well, first of all, the expo is amazing. We've been doing it for 24 years. We have an incredible community. But last year, I didn't reach out to Hay House. They found me. And I really, truly believe in this philosophy of getting in, I call it radical alignment. And that is going to be different for us at different parts of the journey. And then alignment is trusting and in connecting with your intuition, your guides, whatever you label that thing that's not just the logical human story that can guide you. But sometimes the alignment is even better in taking care of your energy through self-care or exercise or movement, or I like delicious food, right? That's healthy food, yoga. I think that that's different for everybody, what that alignment, what you need. But when I get in pretty solid alignment, I'm that connection. A connection is medicine, right? That connection to these resources, these tools, these practitioners, and myself. That's when things just drop in. So we're gonna kind of go forward here with that theme of connection is medicine, which is, I mean, it really, that came forth. That wasn't it was kind of like a no-brainer. I was just like, what is the theme? I was like, what is it that what do I do? What is my purpose? Why am I here? Oh, to help connect everyone together, connect to myself, connect, that word in general. So that's our theme, and it may be our theme forever, for the rest of the history of everything, because I love it so much. But I'd love for a little flash round here to kind of go forward with the wrapping up of our conversation. of connection being medicine. How is it medicine for you? And what are you looking forward to most at this event? Whoever wants to drop in first.
Before we go to rapid fire, I just want to tell Stephanie that I personally very resonating with your story of how you actually published that, because that's exactly what happened in my life. Spirit's message never makes sense at the beginning. And I just follow the call. I think the main thing is that we have the courage to actually follow it. That's a lot of people has, that's what's kind of stepping into that. There were several transitions. I have to make courageously leap of faith, literally. I don't know where I'm going, but okay, I'm going to trust it anyways. And this system is channeled within 2 to 4 weeks, literally, which I had no idea of what I'm going to write. And I'm also an artist. I created my own deck. So that's what I thought that I'm going to do. I'm not writing a 300 pages book. No, not text. I want a visual. I want pictures. And at the end of the day, this is what actually came through. So I just want to also, I'm personally really resonating exactly what you're talking about. And also like coming from a traditional, you need to be a doctor, lawyer, dentist, accountant type of career where I grow up, to giving up my PhD and then say that F it, I just want to do this. It's a huge, like transition, but that's what Spirit is calling. Like I just trusted. And at the time I was really lost. There was nothing is guaranteed, like becoming an artist. Okay. Are you going to starve? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I'm proving, time and again and again and again that this is going to work as long as that Spirit is, bringing this in your way. So I'm just so happy to, I'm sure Susan and Stephanie and other, light workers, I would say, in this Hay House panel it's almost like we're showing examples to people that this is possible. Please, follow your own soul's guidance and do the same thing. And this is exactly what I want for everybody to know. It's like I'm dying to get this message out there that, like it was scary. It was really scary, at that decision minute, but we're doing it. And then going back to this connection, this medicine, to me, it's very connected. Because I want everybody to do the same thing. And the more people are doing and choosing their own most authentic version of themselves, then it would become the norm. It's less scary anymore. It's like, it's very normal that if this is your, this is your soul archetype, that's your soul gift archetype, go do that. And instead of right now the standard or the norm is that you need to have a high-paying job, you have social status, all of these, none of these. So if we are creating this new norm or this movement of just be your soul self and on fire, that this is like awesome. So that's what connection is medicine is, because at a soul level, as I mentioned in the quantum, we're completely connected. There was no separation. And one practice that I do actually on a daily basis, because I'm addicted to meditation, that's how you listen to Spirit. So please do that. And after my daily meditation, I also do a prayer, really short. It's from the Buddhism metta meditation, loving kind of meditation. I literally will say that I include myself in there, may I be well, may I be happy, may I be free from sufferings. And I will bring also my family and friend, like kind of visualize their my forehead, like in there. I would say that may you be well, may you be happy, may you be free from sufferings. And then the last thing is I will extend it to all my students, clients, the connection that I've met. And later on, I was able to even include my enemies or so-called enemies or people who have done wrong to me, so-called negative soul contracts. That's really huge. And that really transformed my life. That like if you like, to me, that's connection. Like if you are able to extend love to the degree to people who you think they have harmed you, then that's unconditional love. And you're really close to Spirit. At that level, you can actually talk to Spirit, because angels, that when I talk to them, they're completely love. they don't judge you, they don't discriminate. I love that. So that's like,
Yes.
that's my way of connection.
Yes. I mean, hearing connection is the closest to love that we can embody. And all of the things that I think under that umbrella of connection, I think lean towards that as its essence of what it is, even if it's something such as eating healthy as connection to the body, and taking care of the land as a connection to the land. All of it is all this step closer to love is what I'm hearing from you. Thank you, Helen. Thank you. I love it.
Thank you for letting us share.
Yes. Yes. Who else would go next for our connection in medicine, and what you're excited most about the event?
I definitely related to hearing the message. I was in my kitchen and heard, "You're going to write a book. You need to do it now." And are you out of your mind? That's what I thought in my head. And I heard it again and I thought, there's no way. I don't write. I'm a teacher. I don't write. I'm a counselor. I don't write, and I kept saying all these things and I kept hearing, "You're going to write a book." And it happened so fast. I wrote it very quickly, just channeled right out of me. Wow. And Hay House called, which is now Penguin. And and there we are. But, and so it does happen that way. But as far as connection, I believe soul is your medicine. Your soul has always been your medicine. It's the one place you can go for healing. It's never damaged. It can feel things like, our pain, but it is our medicine. And so in order to connect to the soul, we have to turn off our thinking. We can't be in our thoughts. We have to let go. And teaching people to let go of their thinking, which is the story we tell ourselves instead of the story our soul's telling us. So teaching people to let go of their thinking, dropping into that soul source, they're going to find their particular medicine. And that to me is the connection. It's like you were saying, being out in nature or meditation. When we do that, we're releasing our thought patterns and our stories and the stories that we were taught about who we are and who we aren't. And we're dropping into that soul area. And that soul area is the place where you can connect with spirit, because it is your guiding light. As I said earlier, it's the vine to the divine. That is the soul. And it can feed you. And it feeds you healthy and beautiful and love and connection and understanding and knowing and all the things that we need. The problem is that we're so busy in our heads, the world is, that we forget that connection actually exists. And so... And what does it feel like to be in our soul instead of our brains? What does that feel like? That needs to be taught. People need to pause, and my way of knowing what that feels like is telling myself everyday life's in session, be present. If I'm present, I'm connecting to my soul. If I'm all over the place, I'm in my brain. And so, and that's one aspect of being in the soul source. But so when it says connection is medicine, I hear the soul is your medicine, connect to it. That's what I hear, which to me is the greatest expansion of our humanity, is to get people in their soul, because the world will be a better place, more people that are in that space. So yes. That's my thought when you say, and I can't think of a better sentence than connection is medicine, or a better expo. Whatever you want to call it, it's just, and when you were saying that you might make it that, every time I'm thinking you should make it that was my head, God, you should, because there's so much expansion to the soul, and it's never ending. And that includes that medicine. So I tell, my clients, if you're suffering, get out of your head and find your soul source, and then teach them how to do that. Because that's where your healing actually is. Yes. And, the soul does not get damaged. And I know, I say that, and I've heard, I get back push from that. But in truth, I truly believe the soul is the one place, the only place where the medicine lies. Yes. So I'm loving, your theme, loving it.
Thank you. Well, we'll go to Stefanie just to wrap it up everything. But what I'm also hearing is that, what the thinking mind is, where we gather all this information through, of course, reading the books. You can get just the energy of all of you. And I really felt your energy. That's a transmission of your life experiences when I was reading your book so far. I really felt it. And that's something about being in person, that there is the lived experience of what does it feel like to be connected to your soul when you're in a room of 100 plus vendors and thousands of people that are in this space of looking for that. They're asking that question that you said, Helen, of like, hey, you just have to ask for spirit to come. There is something that people say, there's a vibe, there's a feeling of connection, and that's a lived experience that cannot be replicated through just, I mean, maybe we can totally have that happen for people listening. I believe in it. They can listen to us right now and feel that connection, but it's stronger. There's more of a resonance when you're in person. So that's that. I say that connection is medicine, the actual visceral experience of physical in your body, soul connection, being in a space like this. So yeah, Stefanie, tell us what your experiences with connection is medicine, and we'll wrap everything up for our talk. Thank you so much.
It really, what I have to say about it really kind of flows beautifully with, you know, where Helen started and Susan took it, and then you, Kara, went. And I guess something that I really love is when you get together in person, it's almost like the universe orchestrates those particular people coming together in that particular time, and it can never be replicated. So I love the mystery that is going to be revealed about why we were all individually put here as a group for that weekend to come together to learn from one another.
I love that.
Yeah, that's beautifully said. Beautifully said.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And be surprised and delighted.
I just want to jump in and say that because I see auras like you, Kara. I just feel like why everybody is wearing their aura color today, you know, because I see Stefanie in magenta. I see
she is.
And I saw you in forest green, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what just happened? Like, you know, I'm like, okay, I'm always colorful, by the way. So it's like, no, but it's just like something that I see. And also when you're sharing what you love, I see all lights up, you know, the light bulb effect. I love seeing people light up. That's actually what really brings me joy, you know, when you were talking about it. And I really see a thread for what we are sharing. Actually, all of us collectively, it's fundamentally it's the same thing, but we're just using different language or different tool to reach the same, you know, like the core source consciousness. That's what we're talking about, the love, actually. So I'm already super looking forward to connecting with you in person already. And I do believe that in person, it makes a huge difference, because I mentioned my personal meditation experience in the yoga studio with a group of strangers. That was my first time meditating. I've never meditated in my life. But I think it will be very different than I just listening to a recording meditation sitting in my own room. I do think that group of we call strangers, but I know that we must have met many, many lifetimes. Otherwise, we wouldn't be sharing exactly like what Stefanie was saying, in the same room, in the same time, at that particular space. So come join us.
Yes, absolutely. And there'll be opportunities, everyone. So the energy, the resonance, the vibe, okay, we want to soak that up. We want to soak each other's joy up and share and hug and get photos and book signings and go to the workshops. There's so much to experience. So the first thing I will encourage everyone to do, make sure that you go on the website and buy the tickets ahead of time, because some of the workshops are added on. You can see the schedule, the description of all of them with Stefanie, with Dr. E, with Helen, with Christine, and with Susan, and all the other speakers. And then you can see the vendors, all the vendors that are there, and definitely book a reading with one of our authors if you want to get ahead of time, because you guys are going to be popular. So we don't want people to be disappointed that they missed out on that. And there's also going to be door prizes, but we have a special meet and greet on Friday night. So that is from 4 to 6 at Leg Up Farmers Market, supporting Leg Up Able Stable, which is a nonprofit organization for supporting children and veterans with equine therapy. So there'll be food. We get to mingle with all you Hay House authors who will be there. And we'll also then have a meet and greet all throughout the weekend. You guys can connect with all the authors, get your book signed, a photo, connect, and then you guys will be doing readings at your booths. But the Hay House author panel will be the next time we'll get all 5 of you together, for the other 2 who are not here. So that's going to be an amazing energy. And that's the first thing on Saturday morning, 11 a.m. So you guys are guests, you don't want to miss that. I know a lot of vendors are like saying, can I step away from my booth to get a reading with, this so-and-so, and can I come to the, the Hay House Author panel? And I'm like, yeah. So there might be some vendors missing from their booths because everyone's going to want to be there, just really being in the energy of it. And those of you who are listening and say you can't come all weekend, you're going to miss some things. Go get the VIP pass because you'll get access to the speaker recordings too and all the workshop recordings if you're unable to attend all of those. So, all right. Well, thank you guys for being here. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys, and be well until next time, my friends.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you for having
you.
us.
Looking forward to
See you
it.
all in August. See you in
Yep.
August, everyone. Bye.